If you are waking up every morning with the weight of debt on your shoulders, don't worry. I'm going to walk you through the exact steps that not only helped me pay off $30,000 in student loans while earning just $40,000 a year, but also the strategy that allowed one determined couple to obliterate $311,000 in debt in less than 3 years. Let's dive in. Before we discuss the fastest way to pay off your debt, we need to be crystal clear on where you stand. It's like trying to navigate out of a maze. You can't find the exit if you don't know where you are. Step 1. Get organized. The first step, which might seem obvious but is crucial, is to get organized. I want you to schedule some uninterrupted time, maybe an hour this weekend, to gather all your debt statements. We're talking credit cards, student loans, personal loans, car payments, and the works. Here's a pro tip. Make this process as enjoyable as possible. Brew your favorite coffee, put on some music, or whatever helps you feel relaxed and focused. Remember, this isn't a punishment. It's the first step towards financial freedom. Once you've got all your statements, we will create a debt inventory. For each debt, you need to list the creditor's name, the total amount you owe, the interest rate, the minimum monthly payment, and the due date. Step 2. Face the numbers. I know this can be scary. For many, it's the first time they've looked at the total amount they owe. But remember, knowledge is power. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. Let's say you've done this and you find out you owe a total of $50,000 across various debts. That number might seem overwhelming, but I promise you, it's not insurmountable. In fact, it's probably less than what the couple I mentioned earlier faced when they started their debt-free journey. Step 3. Understand interest rates. Now let's talk about interest rates for a second. Understanding how interest works is crucial to paying off your debt quickly. Here's a simple example. If you have a credit card balance of $5,000 with an interest rate of 20%, which is about average, and you only make the minimum payment each month, it could take you over 30 years to pay off that debt, and you'd end up paying more than $20,000 in total. This is why high-interest debt, especially credit card debt, is so dangerous. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. You're constantly losing ground. But don't worry, because the method I'm about to share with you is designed to plug that hole and fill your bucket, or, in this case, empty your debt faster than you ever thought possible. Now that we've got a clear picture of your debt, let's dive into the method that's going to help you demolish it. Let me introduce you to the powerhouse of debt elimination, the debt snowball method. It is a powerful debt repayment strategy that focuses more on paying off your smallest debts first, regardless of interest rates. In this, first, you list all your debts from smallest to largest. Then, you will make minimum payments on all your debts except the smallest ones. Any extra money you have in your pocket goes towards paying off that smallest debt as quickly as possible. Once you've paid off that first debt, you take the money you were putting towards it and then apply it to the next smallest debt on your list. You repeat this process, gaining momentum like a snowball rolling down a hill until all your debts are paid off. This method is incredibly effective because it provides quick wins that keep you motivated and help you build momentum in your debt repayment journey. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, shouldn't I pay off the highest interest debt first? Well, the power of the debt snowball method isn't in the math, it's in the psychology. This approach works so well because it leverages several key psychological principles. First, by paying off your smallest debt first, you get a quick win. This initial success gives you a dopamine hit, a feeling of accomplishment that motivates you to keep moving. As you continue to pay off each debt, you build momentum. It's like rolling a snowball down a hill. It starts small, but as it rolls, it picks up more snow and gets bigger and faster. This momentum carries you through the tougher, larger debts. But perhaps more importantly, the debt snowball method isn't just about paying off debts. It's about changing your relationship with money. Those quick wins help reinforce positive financial behaviors, creating lasting change that goes beyond just eliminating your current debts. Now, I can hear some of you financial nerds out there asking about the debt avalanche method. This is where you pay off the highest interest debt first. Mathematically, yes, the debt avalanche method can save you more money in interest. But here's the thing. Personal finance is more personal than it is finance. The best method is the one you'll stick with, and for most people, that's the debt snowball. Why? Because the debt snowball method provides frequent rewards. It's like playing a video game. You don't wait until the final boss to get points. You get little rewards along the way that keep you playing. That's what the debt snowball does for your debt repayment journey. So how do you put this into action? Let's walk through it step by step. First, take that debt inventory we created earlier and reorder it from smallest balance to largest. Don't worry about interest rates for now. Next, make sure you're making the minimum payments on all your debts. This is crucial to avoid late fees and damage to your credit score. Any extra money you can scrape together goes towards the smallest debt. And when I say extra money, I mean every single dollar you can find. We'll talk more about finding that extra money in a bit. When you pay off that first debt, celebrate it. Do a happy dance, treat yourself to a small reward, whatever motivates you. This positive reinforcement is key to the success of the debt snowball method. Once a debt is paid off, immediately roll that payment into the next smallest debt. This is where the snowball really starts to grow. Keep this process going until all your debts are paid off. By the time you get to your largest debt, you'll have a massive amount of money to throw at it each month. Now let's pause here for a moment. I want you to imagine how it will feel to pay off that first debt. Picture the sense of accomplishment, the weight lifting off your shoulders. That feeling is what's going to drive you to keep going, to tackle each debt one by one until you're completely debt-free. But before we discuss how to supercharge your debt snowball by finding extra money, I want you to take a moment to commit to this method. Are you ready to start your debt snowball? Let me know in the comments below. Now that you understand how the debt snowball method works, let's discuss how to put it into overdrive. The key to paying off your debt as fast as possible is to throw as much money as you can at it. The first step is to create what I call a bare bones budget. This means cutting your expenses down to the absolute essentials. Start by looking at your housing costs, which are typically your biggest expense. Can you downsize or get a roommate to reduce these costs? Then, consider your transportation. Is it possible to use public transport, bike, or carpool instead of owning a car? When it comes to food, focus on cooking at home and meal prepping while cutting out dining as much as possible. For entertainment, look for free activities in your area or take advantage of free trials for streaming services. Remember, the goal here is to minimize your expenses as much as possible to free up more money for debt repayment. Remember, this is temporary. You're not living like this forever, just until you're debt-free. While cutting expenses is important, there's a limit to how much you can cut. There's no limit, however, to how much you can earn. To increase your income, consider several options. Don't be afraid to ask for a raise at your current job. If you've been performing well, your employer might be willing to compensate you better. If that's not possible, look for a higher-paying job that values your skills and experience. Another great option is to start a side hustle. This could involve freelancing in your area of expertise, driving for rideshare services, delivering food, or any other gig that fits your schedule and skills. Don't overlook the potential of selling items you no longer need. One person's clutter can be another's treasure. Remember, the goal here is to generate as much extra income as possible because every additional dollar you earn should go straight toward paying off your debt. This aggressive approach can significantly speed up your journey to financial freedom. Try to use windfall wisely. Any unexpected money, tax refunds, work bonuses, cash gifts should go towards your debt. It's tempting to treat yourself, but remember, the sooner you're debt-free, the sooner you can really enjoy your money. If you have good credit, you might be able to transfer high-interest credit card debt to a card with a 0% introductory APR. This can save you a lot of money on interest and help you pay off your debt faster. Just be sure to read the fine print and understand any balance transfer fees. Don't be afraid to call your creditors and ask for lower interest rates. If you've been making payments on time, they might be willing to work with you. Even a small reduction in your interest rate can save you a lot of money over time. Paying off debt is a marathon, not a sprint, and staying motivated throughout the journey is crucial. To keep your spirits high and maintain momentum, consider tracking your progress visually by creating a debt thermometer or using a debt tracking app. Don't forget to celebrate small wins along the way. Every time you pay off a debt, reward yourself with something meaningful yet inexpensive. These little victories can boost your morale and reinforce your commitment to the process. Finding an accountability partner can make a significant difference. Share your goals with a trusted friend or family member who can offer encouragement, support, and gentle reminders to stay on track. Their cheers from the sidelines can provide that extra push when the going gets tough, helping you stay focused on your ultimate goal of financial freedom. As you're working hard to pay off your debt, it's crucial to avoid falling back into debt. There are several common debt traps you need to be aware of. Start by watching out for the credit card trap. While credit cards can be useful tools, they can also be dangerous if not used responsibly. To avoid credit card debt, always pay your balance in full each month. Don't use credit cards for things you can't afford, and if you must carry a balance, stop using the card until it's paid off. It's important to be aware of the lifestyle inflation trap. As you start to make progress on your debt, it's tempting to loosen the purse strings. Resist this urge and keep living below your means until you're completely debt-free. The emergency expense trap is another pitfall to watch for. Unexpected expenses can derail your debt payoff plan, which is why it's important to build a small emergency fund before you start your debt snowball. Aim for $1,000 to start, then build it up to 3 to 6 months of expenses once you're debt-free. Always focus on your financial journey and stay committed to your debt-free goals. So, are you ready to start your debt-free journey? Will these steps be helpful to you? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until then, keep rolling that snowball.